Happy Friday. Welcome into Rightside Radio. How are y'all?
Great.
What the heck? Hold on a second. What happened to your mic?
You have the buttons now.
What? Hold on a second.
JP.
I have
By
no
the way,
idea what
Amy
happened.
Beth, Allison, JP, welcome into a Freedom Friday show. Now we're going to play with sounds.
Wait a second. My mic's not on.
Y'all may have to share a mic this segment until I figure out what happened to Alice's mic there.
On it.
That is hilarious.
That makes me happy. I sounded like Gollum.
You did.
Talk into it again, Allison.
My mind?
Why didn't we have this for Thanksgiving? I mean, for Halloween.
Please just let me do the whole segment like this.
No, we're not doing that. Can't do that.
Is that not professional?
No, I have no idea what happened, but we're gonna figure it out.
Share a mic here.
Yeah, stick that
Here,
mic in
Allison.
the middle there.
Well, at least we like each other.
It's true.
So, on that note, how's everybody doing on this Friday? I sound like the devil. It's okay.
You do sound like the devil. I want to sound like the devil. Happy it's Friday. We have a thing to
Friday.
go to.
We do.
We've got sports. We have an IVF conversation.
Are we sure we want to do that on Friday?
Well,
No, you
Jenkins
promised.
asked, and
You
I promised. And a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do research during the break on what I did there.
It's a button. You just hit a button.
Some button got hit, but I
But
couldn't
why
tell you
is
what.
it me? It's sabotage.
Sabotage. Yeah, we may have to just hold on. Let's try this.
This is funny. Okay. Nope. I do have an update. The lone goose is still out front. I tried to
saw that.
catch it.
By the way, your mic should be good now. Check.
Hello.
Yeah, it's good now. Okay.
Oh.
Is it me you're looking for?
Hello.
I did notice the goose was standing right in front of the door, guarding the door when I came in today. So
When I drove up, he was looking. Well, I won't misgender it. I don't know what it is, but it was looking straight in the door, standing on that other side, and had been there a while because there was lots of evidence on the ground that it had been there a while. I did talk to it. I tried to catch it.
don't do that.
But she's raised
Well, I
a
feel
goose.
like I'm a goose whisperer.
I mean, she knows.
but it does not seem injured unless something's wrong with its wings and it can't fly. But it is very alone.
Canadian
It's-
geese don't play. Like I wouldn't.
They do not
no.
play. They'll come after you if you try to touch their babies. Or like, oh, how cute. You don't do it. It's a bad idea, Jeans, every time.
Maybe that's our mascot.
Okay.
Pretty
A
lame.
goose. I like
Goo-
it. I
a
like it.
goose.
Guys. JP, do you have like a banger sports segment for us today? Yeah.
I can contrive one. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I like
You
that.
didn't spend all night working on it?
No, I'm not much of a prepper. You know,
Oh.
I'm more
Like-
of a wing it kind of guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking
Mhm.
of preppers,
Yes, ma'am.
are either of y'all preppers
No.
like in that way?
No.
No.
Mhm.
Define what you mean by prepper.
I mean, like, do you have an extra flashlight and some beans?
Like a whole cabinet of non-perishable foods in case the rapture happens and the end of the world comes, and then
And we don't get to go.
the Antichrist comes and tries to kill everybody. Yeah,
That's who was in my mic.
yeah, it's the Antichrist.
I have 6 months in 2 tubs, apparently, because one time Glenn Beck said, buy it. So I did. And as we're putting things back in the garage, I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. So if the zombie apocalypse, which I prefer, happens, we're ready.
Mhm.
Is it like the things the Patriot,
Yeah.
you buy the
Mhm. They should sponsor us.
They should actually, because I need help. About 2 years ago, I bought some
What did you buy?
unicorn macaroni and cheese that was on sale and a bag of rice and dried beans. And that's as far as I got. And I then had to throw them all away because they sat in the garage enclosed. They make those food grade, whatever.
Mhm.
But the time might be now before we're a communist nation. we might need to reach out to.
Well, and we can always go. You can come to my house. I've got 6 months worth. That's all I got. And chickens. I have 3 chickens left.
They still laying eggs?
They're still laying eggs. They're happy. Emmy only has 8 chickens. Actually 2 of them. They just discovered one of them was a rooster last night, by the way.
Ooh, that's so
It's
sad.
so sad, but they're going to get rehomed and go to Ben's cousin. But Rosie did learn, actually she has 7. One of them was killed. And there's nothing cuter than your 3-year-old telling you that they lost a chicken. It died. But she makes a good country child because she was like, it died. I mean, this is the same kid that Ben has helping when he works on cars.
So she's already accepted. It's just the circle of life.
That I almost started singing the circle of life to her, but they prepped her well and she was like, it died.
It's a good trait.
I'm like, that's actually brilliant because that's probably how we grew up. Like, okay. When cats would die, dogs would get run over, which is horrible. But today's kids, I'm not so sure about.
No, I had a child yesterday melting down because, and I don't know what the cutoff is. He's the freshman at Auburn. I don't get your emails anymore. I don't get your text updates. So I don't know when your lease is to be renewed. And apparently he, like the very last day, starts freaking out about his lease being renewed. And he was in such a frenzy and so worked up over it. I thought, we are such a weak, like our kids, and maybe it's our fault that we didn't raise them to be more resilient. But man, I mean, we've got to start raising some Rosies that are like, he gone.
It's
what are we having for dinner?
Yeah. And I think the transition when they go to college and when they have to handle things on their own, because Molly still doesn't have an apartment for next year. And I don't know if other colleges are this way. UAH may be this way. I have no idea.
UAH
Alabama.
is a funky.
I mean, it's a funky, been there, done that, but it's different.
Yes.
Tuna may be the same way where you have the University of North Alabama.
Yeah, UNA.
Go Lions.
Well, why do you put a T on the front?
The.
Oh.
It's like
we'll
how they
be
say
there tomorrow.
The Ohio State. It's like the.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how other schools do it. Mississippi State. I mean, every college my kid has gone, different school is different. But this idea that you move in, you're just starting college. Oh, by the way, you have to know who you're living with next year and where. After you've just forked over $1 million gajillion for year 1 and all the things. And now you've got to get ready for year 2. That's a lot. But still, I don't know where our 4th is going to live. She doesn't even know where she's going to live. So I'm like, well, you should probably figure that out.
Why are it's because Alabama, you couldn't live on campus like in a dorm after your freshman year. Are you saying that like they had to live on campus and have their roommates in advance for next year?
Yeah, at Auburn, for whatever reason, it's a whole racket. You basically, I mean, Jeb moved in early August and yesterday was the deadline to renew your lease. And you're like, I don't even know if I like living here yet. It's been 2 months. But Auburn, you have to find a place and find your roommates. And especially as a freshman, you don't really know people. And you might think they're great and then they're not. It's really weird. I don't think every campus is like that. Auburn, it's like going to Buc-ee's. It's just a rat race.
It is. And as it has grown in popularity, it is getting harder and harder to find a place to live.
Yeah.
And I'm happy it's such a happy campus and I'm happy our kids are doing well in school. But for the love of all that's good and holy, man, could we just perhaps do it a little differently? So
it makes for a stressful night.
It does make for a stressful night. Did you at least have cake or some such to help?
Oh, yeah.
With the
and
stress?
yesterday was his birthday too. We did. We had cookie cake. It was really good.
Oh man, that's good. Did you do a double doozy or just a single?
Well, I make my own double doozy with the icing and then
put it on top. You taught me that you put the icing, even if you're ordering from Mrs. Fields, all the way to the end.
Yeah, you got to do the whole thing.
It's a $7 upcharge, but you know what I'm going to tell you, people? It's worth it.
Don't just do it on the edges.
No, that's being a cheapskate.
We have to take a break. I'm
Okay.
going to reset the clock during that because I think we run over every time
Okay.
because the clock is slow. I want to talk about tonight, Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
Going to be interesting. And then do you have your miracle montage?
Well, of course.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to radio. Is it? Yeah.
My
I
bad.
thought maybe
Sorry.
I'd come back
No,
sounding
you're
like the
good. No,
devil.
you're good.
We'll be back.
back to Rightside. So we're going to do a lot in this short segment. Number one, we're going to an event tonight, which means when we're done today, we have to dip so that we can get there.
Got to dip
sort of
fast
on time.
because it's fancy.
It's fancy, and I'll let you guys know. I have no idea if what I'm wearing is in my attic or if it was given away.
What are you going to do?
Maybe not come if I can't find.
No. That's not an option. You wear your
Well-
sweatpants. Remember, we talked about
yesterday.
this.
Yeah, that is the ultimate power move.
All right, listen.
Actually, it is.
Mhm.
I do have a black dress, but I want to wear a long dress, and I don't know what we're gonna do. I really don't.
You realize, Jeb, that it is the day of, and you've been getting texts and emails about this event and about your lease renewal, and
Allison,
you have 2 hours.
I went to the place in my closet where all of my long dresses hang, and they were not there. And then I went, oh, so probably in the attic. So Chris is going to get up in the attic, and I tried to do it. I tried to fend for myself, but you know that little thing that you pull down the attic stairs.
The
Does
Christmas
everybody have
vacation
this
thing?
problem? Yeah, the Christmas vacation situation. Well,
Couldn't
anyway.
reach.
nope, couldn't reach.
The moths ate it. It's gone.
It's gone, and I don't know what I'm going to do. But we have a thing tonight.
So Tucker Carlson.
Tucker, did you hear what he said?
Oh, which one of what
Yeah,
he
which
said?
thing?
I mean, he said a
Well,
lot.
the latest thing that I genuinely hope that he maybe has had a little conversation about, which was that Bonhoeffer was basically lost his Christianity because he decided to take part in the plot to kill Hitler.
Interesting.
Okay. We're still going because the whole week has been about,
Yeah.
dialoguing with people with whom we disagree. And he's done a lot of good. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. This, however, in my opinion, was straight bonkers.
But is he allowed to say bonkers things?
Absolutely. However, my retort to his Bonhoeffer is with Bonhoeffer, who said, if I sit next to a madman as he drives a car into a group of innocent bystanders, I can't, as a Christian, simply wait for the catastrophe, then confront the wounded and bury the dead. I must try to wrestle the steering wheel out of the hands of the driver. I hope this conversation will be had. It is because of our faith that we stand up for what is right, which includes sometimes using force.
I think, Tucker's new in his faith, but there's a whole really Old Testament that there's lots of righteous killing, lots of righteous reasons to partake. But again, he can have stupid ideas. He can believe stupid things, and we can choose to go to the event or not. And that's it. I mean, he's not calling for anybody to be killed. Think about all the things the left says.
Mm-hmm.
The
Exactly.
bloody heads of Trump
Yeah.
that they're holding up, and everybody's cheered on, and they're platformed more. It's like everybody can say and do these things, but when we maybe have a difference of opinion, it's a seismic crack in the earth, and I don't get it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious what he talks about, though.
I'm too.
I'm excited.
Anybody want to take guesses or bets or?
I mean, I assume it's going to be along the same thread. It's really funny because 2 nights ago he did a whole show just dedicated to like Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro. So I don't if his mind is still in that place. I assume we'll have just an attack on the split on the right and those trying to silence and cancel Tucker. Because he doesn't actually write his speeches, he claims. He kind of just goes and whatever he's feeling, he goes off on. So I think it'll probably be, considering the time that we're in with Tucker right now, I think it's going to be, along the same lines of people trying to shut him up on the right, I would say.
Are you old enough to remember Tucker and his bow tie era?
No. See,
Oh boy.
He was like just the cutest little Southern boy.
So
yeah,
cute.
country club Republican guy.
Yeah, I'm sad the bow tie's gone, actually.
See, Tucker was like my Rush Limbaugh. And so
that makes sense.
I really got onto Tucker in middle school when Tucker was primetime Fox monologue.
Okay.
Tucker. Yeah.
And he was already in a tie.
Yeah. He was Ty.
You missed the bow tie days.
missed the
and
OG.
ruffled hair.
Yeah, kind of long frat
Mhm.
boy hair.
Feathery.
Yeah.
Like we're not sure how this is going to go. And then it happened.
He, agree with him 100% or not. He is a figure that's not going away. Take what he has to say, learn from it, chew on it, wrestle with it, and spit out what you don't want and keep what you agree with. I mean, that's what we do most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Even in our interview yesterday with Garland, there's some things that I kind of go, not really sure about that. But what good is it if we shut down all communication? We're not getting anywhere. In fact, we're just going to fracture more. So I'm excited. I have my dress.
I know you have your
Sorry.
dress because I saw your dress in your car.
Did you get a tie?
I got my suit and tie
Okay.
and everything.
Hey,
Yeah.
do not let us forget to take a picture
Yeah.
because we don't have a picture of
We've
the three
had
of
like
us.
Chris
four or five
will
instances
make sure
where we could
that
have
we
taken a
have
picture.
a picture. And if I show up in sweats, I'll show up in sweats. You don't know.
Look, one time when I was in in college, we went up, a friend of mine was at NYU. And so we drove up. I drove my car from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Allison, how many hours was that? 16?
My little neon blue Plymouth Sundance. We called it the Bird, little 2-door. And we're heading up, and I'm on Broadway and Canal Street. But anyway, we were going out one night, and apparently I thought I was really dressed up. But the people from New York that we were with said, "Oh, if you can get in here, everybody's going to think you're somebody if you can get in wearing that." Because all the important people don't dress up. They wear sweatpants. So I dare you. I got in.
Because you're somebody.
But I don't, I was nobody. I dare you wear sweatpants.
I don't think I have any.
With stilettos.
I know I could do. I would do that. I would do that. So I guess on Monday, you guys, we will have to give a wrap of what he talked about if we actually manage to take a picture. And we'll give you a play-by-play just like we will about the football from the weekend.
But on the other
basketball.
side, we'll get into some news and a miracle montage.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio with Amy Beth, Allison, and JP. Almost every time I do that, I want to say the solid conservative, just plain right. It's like muscle memory from
You
Phil,
can do
I guess,
it.
where it's always solid conservative and just plain right. Well, we got to get into the JP Monster Miraculous Miracle montage, but first we got to tell you all about Stan McDonald. Stan McDonald, who is a partner at the law firm of Wilmer and Lee out of Huntsville, he's a 30-year veteran in the practice of law. Not only will Stan advocate and fight for your legal needs, but he's been an absolute warrior for causes near and dear to our right side ruffian community. Attorney Stan McDonald has represented his clients in literally thousands of real estate transactions over the years. And when Stan McDonald is on your side, you will have no greater friend, and likewise, your adversary will have no greater foe. So Attorney Stan McDonald, here's his phone number, 256-533-0202. That's Stan McDonald, 256-533-0202. And tell him you heard about it on Right Side Radio. And now it's time to stand by for news.
For news.
When you add up federal spending, when you add up Medicare, Medicaid, what Social Security payments go to healthcare, the military expenditure on healthcare, the interest on the debt for healthcare, it's 50% of U.S. spending. We spend 4 times more than European countries per capita on healthcare, and we are living 7 years less. That point was made again and again and again.
I think ultimately behind it is Susie Wiles. Unfortunately, she's President Trump's chief of staff. They didn't want the status quo changed, and they've jumped into bed with Big Pharma. And poor Mr. Kennedy's in the background looking like the emperor with no clothes.
A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who were taking houses that ought by right go to American citizens. And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we had. So what we're doing is trying to make it easier to build houses, trying to make it easier to build factories and things like that so that people have good jobs. We're also getting all of those illegal aliens out of our country, and you're already seeing it start to pay some dividends.
My dear fellow Americans, I'm introducing a bill to completely eliminate the H1-B visa program, which has been riddled with fraud and abuse and has been displacing American workers for decades. My bill will also restore the original intent of the visa, for it to be temporary.
What we want is for someone to unashamedly and single-mindedly advocate for Americans and Americans only. We want someone to say, you know, the only thing I care about is helping Americans. The only people I care about in the world are Americans. And we don't want to just hear that, but we want to see the action taken as well. You know, I've seen some people on social media say, hey, it's America first, but not America only. I disagree. I think it is America only. It's like I said months ago, I consider myself an American chauvinist. America first, America only, I'm an American chauvinist. I don't care about it. This is the only thing I care about. America should be the only thing you care about, especially as a leader of the country.
Well, there's so much. There's so much there. Friends, let's do like we did yesterday. Let's take a vote.
Okay.
What's first?
I think, okay, so well, let's make sure we got the 3 topics right. The Maha being sabotaged / infiltrated from within, affordability crisis / H1-B bill.
Mm-hmm.
I guess those are 2 separate ones, but those kind of merge into one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we do the Maha one first, since the last 2 kind of connect with each other.
Maha. It's really sad to watch how far we've fallen. And I don't know who that was. Who was that was speaking? Do you know?
I actually don't. I can go back and look.
I think they hit the nail on the head, and we're starting to see that some of these people, and Trump said he wasn't going to do it. He said he learned it his first term, that you can't trust everybody and you have to really vet those who you put closest to you. Unfortunately, I think we're seeing some of the same shenanigans that we did. And why it comes at the behest of Americans' health, I don't understand. Because a lot of these things, somebody the other day was, or I think you said, the COVID vaccine. By now, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Can't even really get that. We're still getting, get vaccinated, boost your kids. I mean, it's at Auburn games. It's everywhere. Basic things like just healthcare, instead of golly, we are spending, what did they say, 4 times more on healthcare than other countries, and we have the worst life expectancy and health in the developed world. So what's pushing this sidewaysness, for lack of a better word? Like, what is it? Why is that the stat for America?
Because we have big health, we have big pharma, we have big hospital, we have big insurance, we have little us, a tiny bit of health, and a minuscule amount of healing. It is not in the cards for Americans to get well because it's that Hegelian dialectic situation where, look, there's a problem. Ta-da! I'm the only one that can solve the problem. And so we get people hooked from the time they're born on healthcare. Those babies on their vaccinations who went from 15 to 75. And then you have hospitals in bed with insurance in bed with pharmacy benefit middle managers. I mean, it is a racket. And the distressing part is the same thing that distresses all of us. And now you have Susie Wiles crushing the thing that should be flourishing. She, if you look at her, timeline, is a massive lobbyist. She was, and worked out the deal with Pfizer during COVID. She is not for us. She is for her people, and her people are not us. And so I'm distressed that Trump has not learned his lesson. On the one hand, he says, I want to send all the healthcare dollars back to the American people, and they should be allowed to have it. Meanwhile, you've made friends with and allowed the person in your office. Is it keeping an enemy close? I don't know. But I am distressed that she is the one that is in his ear, crushing what should be good. We should be healthy. And he's not serious, and neither is she or anybody out of that White House, because nobody's talking about getting healthy. In other countries, you hear the Italians talking about the fact that they're much healthier than we are. They only go to the doctor once a year, once every 5 years. They're actually healthy because of what's in their food. So the very thing that you could make good for us, I'm in distress about it.
Well, I know everybody says this, but I went to Europe this past summer, and let me tell you, you can tell a difference in the food you're eating over there, big time. I mean, it probably also was the fact that we were walking like 5 miles a day, but after you eat in Europe, you get full a lot quicker than when you're eating over in America, and you can tell the difference. You don't feel like you're having a hangover after you eat, a big meal. Like, it's just, you can actually feel the difference, and because their food is not full with all the crap that our food is filled with. So I think that is a big part of it, but it's just, I agree. It is, I'm not a Maha, I'm not fully knowledgeable on that, side of politics like a lot of people are, but people like Nicole Shanahan, who was RFK's VP, she's been on podcasts many times saying that stuff is happening where and she knows Bobby Kennedy, very well, and stuff just confuses her as to why certain stuff's happening, and she feels like it's trying to be sabotaged from within. But on the Susie Wiles part, I find it interesting how her name keeps popping up in every instance in the same way. Like, if you remember the Dan Bongino drama earlier this summer with the Epstein situation, where he was literally about to quit because of Pam Bondi, and apparently there was a meeting behind the scenes where Susie and Bongino went at it. And there's also, rumors about how Susie Wiles is really trying to stop the mass deportations, because it's bad optics for the midterms. And now we have another report, and they're all reports, but where there's smoke, there's fire. And I don't trust Susie Wiles for the reasons you said of her being a lobbyist. She seems like just somebody who knows how to do politics, and she's also, I hate to be ageist, but the old way of doing things with the GOP sucks. And I feel like she just may be an old-fashioned GOP person that doesn't quite understand the landscape we're playing in. So I don't know. It's distressing, but I do trust Bobby Kennedy that he's doing all that he can. But the question is, how much is that, and is that enough, or is he just going to be handcuffed the whole time, not being able to do what's actually needed to be done?
So what do you think? This is where my mind went when you sent us the list of what we were going to talk about. So what do you think we can do?
I mean, I was thinking about when you're talking about the vaccination schedule of kids and how blindly we just went into our very smart pediatrician and we just said, yeah, you know what? Getting 68 vaccines jabbed into my 6-month-old, that makes great sense. You're right. That's got to be good for him. And we never questioned it. I think it's time to start questioning things. I think there's a balance. You can't reject everything that is coming out of your doctor's mouth. They are trained. They have lots of training. They know the body, but I think a lot of what's coming out of medical school is very deficient in the nutrition part of it, the just healthy lifestyle. And like you said, we're really not into curing people. We're into masking symptoms, but not getting to the root of disease. So I think you have to start doing some digging on your own. And there's some basic things that you can do. I saw yesterday that Doritos now has their naked line. It's called Naked.
Yeah.
Naked if you're down here. And it's free of all the dyes, the seed oils, all the things that are it's just, and I bet they still taste good. Kind of like in Europe, the Fanta is not bright orange.
Mhm.
It's kind of a pale, not so orange color, but it tastes the same and it's way better for you. There's some very basic things you can do. And I don't know why Bobby Kennedy can't taking fluoride out of the water, all these things that you just have to allow yourself to go, you know what? I didn't go to medical school, but I can read and I can begin to make decisions that maybe work in conjunction with your doctor. And people, it's just such a mind shift in America because we're trained to just blindly accept what our doctors tell us.
You're not a scientist.
No.
Believe the science.
No.
Yeah.
And there's only one person that is science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't know, but my views on a lot of things have changed a lot since COVID and just learning and educating myself. Again, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Doctors are there. Doctors are good. But I think you also have to challenge yourself to dig a little deeper and go, okay, what's right for me? I don't like this whole trend of not being able to do what we said we're going to do. And I'm afraid it's not going to change. And in 3 years, we're going to be right here. And actually, maybe sooner. In a year, there's going to be a blue wave. We might not even have a chance. And it's going to be sad. But we've got to take a break. On the other side, what was number 2? Oh,
Housing crisis / H1-B.
Yep. And
Delightful.
we'll maybe look at some text. But we'll be right back. You're listening to Rightside Radio.
welcome back to Rightside. It's Freedom Friday. Basically, we're trying to talk about how to get free from Susie Wiles and her influence. How about that? Did you see what I did there?
That was good.
I felt like that was years of
Susie.
skilled, honed in that moment.
Of course, her name's Susie.
Her name is Susie, and she seems like such a nice person.
She's kind of cute.
Yes.
She's like, reminds me of Meemaw.
Dresses well.
Yeah.
Very sharp. But for the love, could we not just learn our lesson? And I do worry quickly before we get to our text line and then next hour, our next topic, what we can really do. And when I was thinking through the story and I was looking at what was going on, I thought who we have run for office really matters. And finding people who will elevate and work hard to get into position to even work in the White House, because those people affect policy more sometimes than we really think about.
Yeah, but what's the point if as soon as you get there, they blackmail you, extort you, compromise you, blackball you?
We have to send a different kind of person.
I mean,
and that's very hard to find, and that's very hard to do, which I think is what makes me feel distressed about it.
This is like kill your dog, slash your tires,
Mhm.
maybe even unalive you kind of stuff. I feel like we're at that point. And that's not unlike what happens in Montgomery too. So don't think it's just in DC. And I go back to what normal person wants to walk into that. Now,
nobody.
But then no good normal people are there. But it's a lot. And I used to think how many good people, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, RFK.
I thought you were swearing when you said Dan Bongino's name. Dan Bongino.
That dang Bongino.
The way you said it. It was good, Allison.
But those are strong personalities.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are people. I mean, Dan Bongino would have veins popping out of his head because he was so passionate about what he was going to do and what he believed. He has been absolutely shut down. So something's going on, and it's probably like, we're going to kill your kids. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he literally almost quit because he was so angry about how the Epstein thing was handled. So he's a guy with integrity and somebody who's going to passionately do what he thinks is right. But it's just so disheartening when, like, if you do side-by-side videos, and RFK, there's one of him too, talking about how, the fluoride talking point of if we take fluoride out of the water, all the cavities and dental issues that will come. And before he got into office, he was a strong advocate for taking fluoride out of water. And then you do a side-by-side of him just a couple months ago, and he's saying, well, if we take the fluoride out of the water, we'll have a dental, catastrophe with Americans. It's like, that's exactly the talking point you were saying was incorrect before he got into office. And then side by side videos of like Kash Patel before he got into office talking about Epstein. And maybe he was wrong and he saw evidence that wasn't made to the public that convinced him Epstein didn't kill himself. Epstein wasn't a, intel agent, whatever. But if there's evidence there, then they need to make that evidence public. But they're just saying, nah, just trust me, bro. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you trust me. If there was evidence, I would tell you. It's like, I don't know if I trust you anymore, unfortunately. But it is disheartening because the character of these people, and then they just kind of slowly turn into what they were against before they got into office.
Mm-hmm.
I think the architecture of DC the swamp is so deep and so entangled. But I feel like it's way harder to untangle on our side than the Democrat side, which is interesting.
I agree. You're right. They tell you exactly who they are. There is no guessing game. Here we are with all the crazies. And then here we are trying to decide if we're even going to get involved in the first place. And now we're here again with people that, you're right. Oh, I'm going to do so many things different when I get to DC. You just wait. And then, like, in a day, they're like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is so annoying. I can't stand it when people say, especially politicians. I heard somebody do it on an interview the other day. You don't know what you're talking about. That is rude, A. We're turning you off, B. You serve us, C. if that's all we exist to do on this show is to remind our leaders of that in a nice way, of course. Kindly, not nice, kindly, of course.
It's a tall task.
It is a tall task. And now that everybody's cheered up, Allison.
It's Friday.
It is
Cheery
Friday.
day. We will get to your texts on the other side. We have several other things to talk about. But for now, we got to go to a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. We're having a Friday. In a few minutes, we will get to JP and sports, and then the third topic after that. But for now, it's text. And then Allison, what did you just say?
Well, our next kind of what was on the montage was we were going to talk about H1-B visas and JD Vance's statements on the housing crisis and the economy. And I was trying to think, we have a microcosm of that happening in Alabama, and I have a great example of, I don't know, just kind of want to get your all's thoughts on something that was passed into law this past May and nobody's really talking about.
Ooh, I am intrigued.
Yes.
So a couple texts. Who wants to go first?
I can read some of the texts.
You can read?
Sometime.
Congratulations, JP.
Jenkins from Sneed, Alabama said, "Zombie apocalypse?" ? When we opened the show with that, he said, "We're already in the midst of one. All these Democrats running around are like mindless zombies." Fair point.
It's true.
Dorothy from Elkmont says, talking to Amy Beth, "Rent a dress." But then she also says, "I wish someone would get into the interview of Benny Johnson asking Tucker about his spiritual warfare attack on him in his bed where he woke up with claw marks on his chest." Yeah.
That's like a whole day.
That is a whole day. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So let's see. Somebody else asked about where is Tucker this weekend. He is at a gala in Birmingham that we weren't going to, and now we are. And we're excited because we get to go with our husbands and with JP. And we're actually going to take a picture of ourselves somewhere.
We're going to try.
No, you know what?
No.
No, we're
trying.
taking. Chris is listening.
We do.
We're snapping a pic.
It'll take 30 seconds, but should be a good night. Who knows? I'm really curious about security too, because at the Riley Gaines event, how crazy it was.
Yeah,
I bet it's going to be nuts.
Especially with
be nuts.
the where Tucker is right now and how many people hate him. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Well, there'll be lots of elected officials there tonight as well. So
yeah,
maybe we be on lockdown.
Yeah, you don't know. This will be interesting. So we'll give you a wrap on Monday. And all right, next topic.
Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to get rid of the H1-B. I always wanted to say H1N1. What was that? Was that the bird flu?
Yeah.
The bird flu.
Yeah, they're supposed to kill us all.
The bird flu. What do y'all think about that? I feel like she's gonna be like, we're gonna get rid of H1-B, but we're gonna start something new called B1H, and it's just gonna do the same thing.
Well, I'm all for at least somehow getting H1-B to what it's intended to be, but we also need to stop it. And then like put an end to it, and then we can come back and talk about how to make it better. But it just needs to be stopped. Right, shut the fire hose off and stop it now, and then go back and fix it. So I'm all for that, and I think it is a direct correlation to the housing crisis with immigration as a whole. But I meant to pull this clip, and I forgot. But did y'all see Abby Phillip talking about H1Bs on her show last night?
Good grief! No, I saw that it was out there. I did not watch it.
It's Abby Phillip based now. Like she took the conservative position on H1Bs. Because it was Kevin O'Leary, and then Ben Ferguson, I believe, were like the two Republicans on the panel, and they were talking about H1Bs, and Kevin O'Leary was like, "Do you want the next genius to come to America or Shanghai, Abby?" And was like going off about that. And Abby responded with, "Yeah, but H1Bs has been twisted into something it was not meant to be, and it is just being manipulated for cheap foreign labor now. And, Americans are suffering from that." And it's like, if Abby Phillip is the one that is saying that, that's pretty crazy. If the so-called Republicans who are fighting for H1B fighting to keep H1B can't even see that, I think it's pretty obvious. I think we need to sign a bill to stop it and then go back and fix it.
So the idea that there were 9,000 med school grads that didn't get residency spots, been there, done that. It's not delightful to try to fight for a spot. It's already competitive as it is. But to understand that 5,000 foreign nationals took their spot, And then the idea that these people can stay. They're hired on perhaps as hospitalists, or they start a practice that the hospital owns, which means the hospital doesn't have to pay these people more. They'll pay them less. And they'll work them. I don't have the words. For 7 years, basically, my husband and I were not together because of the amount of time that he was in the hospital. And so this idea, though, that they've rigged it somehow, that foreign nationals are getting the spots the Americans should have, quit complaining about talent when you set it up that way. That really hit home for me today when I was learning about this. So I agree. Let's set it up the way that it should be set up. Let's shut the spigot off. Let's reward the American students. But also, the foreign nationals need to be aware that you need to check the kind of contracts you're getting compared to the Americans, because if they're paying you less because they know they can, they will. You get what you tolerate. Even though I want you to have to go back to your country to make your country better. That was distressing, but I am absolutely for turning this back into what it should be, to give our physicians a chance. But also the caveat would be, in medical school, could y'all also start talking about healing people aside and apart from pharmaceuticals? Could we do that? And could we change things around the way that they're doing it? Because what they're doing is they're sending these people who are getting the residency programs and the fellowship programs, they're shunting them out to rural healthcare. And really huge emphasis started when Chris was in residency with the rural health. Well, rural health shut down all over the country. In Alabama, they were shut down all over the place. So they're not being honest with what they say. So I am for this idea of shutting the spigot off, making it right, and fixing it here. And like Matt Walsh said, I am for America, just the way that other people are for their country. But somehow we got it twisted that we're bad if we're for our own country. That's the other part of this discussion.
Yeah, I agree.
I like his words of not America first, it's America only. And to your point, isn't that what your elected officials are supposed to do for any country? You look out for your own. Bottom line. I don't know why that's so controversial. Somebody posted and said he's about to get fired from Daily Wire, but it should not be controversial. It should be very basic, but I'm seeing a trend of putting everybody else first. And it kind of segues into something that I came across yesterday that's going on in Alabama. I had no clue. I keep up with the legislature pretty well, or I think I do. I feel like I do. They make it very difficult to keep up with things. But in May, we passed the RAISE Act. Have y'all heard about the RAISE Act?
Have only heard about the RAISE Act. That's as much as I know.
Oh, with me just saying it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not just me. As if we don't pour enough money into education, I think this is just reallocating money, though. I'd have to check and see if this is new budget funding. It's the Renewing Alabama's Investment in Student Excellence Act. Sounds innocent enough.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. It's a major win for all Alabama students. This is from the everychildalabama.org. So the way they calculate how school districts get money now, it's basically just how many students do you have, how many kids are there, blah, 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 blah. It's very impersonal.
Mm-hmm.
And every student basically gets the same amount of funding. Then you have the city taxes and the other things that flow in. But from the state level, it's all the same. This changes everything, this RAISE Act, for how they allocate funding towards each school district now. This is aimed at enhancing Alabama students' academic success and life opportunities. Again, sounds great. Scroll down. How will the RAISE Act impact students? The RAISE Act is significant because students in poverty, English language learners, and students with disabilities have some of the lowest academic outcomes. Furthermore, Alabama has one of the largest populations of economically disadvantaged students in the nation, and our English language learners are our fastest growing population. Those groups historically receive minimal investments. Less than 2% of the foundation program was directed to them. That's the original program. However, through the RAISE Act, at least $549 million total will be invested in those student groups over the next 3 school years. Did y'all pick up what I just put down?
I believe I did.
You're telling me that we are going to support disadvantaged kids on several different levels, and we're supposed to fix that with our taxpayer dollars, never once holding the school systems accountable for why the kids are disadvantaged in the first place as far as educationally speaking. We're just going to keep doing what we've always done and then throw it down to the least common denominator and make it bad if we don't support them in trying to help disadvantaged kids.
Yeah, and what they harp on, and what the most of that paragraph, how will the RAISE Act impact students? Most of that paragraph was about non-English speaking students and the money they will receive. So our tax dollars are going to support them. Meanwhile, gifted programs are ending. Your kids can't even write a check or mail a letter. Literally, one of my kids in middle school, maybe it was even high school, said, "Do I put an email address in the middle of the?" And I'm like, "What?" Y'all, it's a problem.
Well,
We tend to put everybody else before ourselves.
In all fairness, I didn't have to start writing checks until earlier this year, and I had to Google how to do it. And then
JP,
if I had to write a letter in front of me, I probably would know how to do it, but I'd have to have somebody double check to make sure I did it correctly.
That's embarrassing. And actually, I thought I had failed as a parent, honestly.
So I know we're going to talk about it when we come back, but can we talk again about how the replacement theory is just conspiracy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
because that
just conspiracy.
I mean, that's dumb. That's not happening.
The tinfoil hat show.
Crazy.
I like that. Yeah, and America invented slavery too.
The only ones.
Yeah,
it's never been anywhere else.
Don't anybody text in and say that's not true. I'm just kidding. That's a joke.
Kid. It's sarcasm.
Hey, who knew? We had it.
Okay, so on the other side, I'm still just wrapping my brain around that and trying to remain calm. That's insane.
Calm.
And it passed and nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew.
How delightful.
Just throw more money out there to educate all the people, honestly, that are probably here not in the right way. But that's what we do. We got to be nice. Meanwhile, our kids don't learn how to write a check. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside, where it means you're on the bright side.
Don't want to be on the wrong side.
No,
That's the loser side.
absolutely. So I know at 3:30 we're doing JP in sports. And after that, Jenkins, we will discuss in the 4:00 hour. We'll talk IVF.
It's just
A can of worms.
it is a giant can of slimy, big, juicy worms
It's a kind that's real good for bass fishing.
and gardening.
And oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
probably the chickens too.
And my chickens love worms.
Chickens eat worms?
Mealworms.
Chickens eat mealworms, and Allison Sinclair is one that taught me that it makes them very happy. And my girls are thrilled when I give them mealworms, and I pretend that I live on a farm and in the country, and I don't. But I love my chickens. I have a question. You were telling us that the RAISE Act
Mhm.
has nothing to do with raising educational standards.
The Montgomery will argue that it does, that it's a better way of funding the education system. Well, go ahead and finish, but
My question is, every time there's a new shiny object, as you like to say, we're like, oh, let's do that. Meanwhile, we're still in the dumpster fire where we've always been. And we want to use certain rankings to say, look, this school's a blue ribbon school. Okay, but America has still rapidly fallen internationally. Why is it that when we decide we're going to fund something, we're going to call it a fancy name, but we're also going to fund people who are probably here illegally? Yes, of course we want to take care of disadvantaged children, but guys, the best way we can do it is by raising our standards. And that's the one thing the state school board and the legislature never seems to want to do. We're okay with the middle. We were on the rise when Riley ushered in Common Core. Our AP math and science scores were going up. History, everything was going up. We were growing. And then we decided, well, let's just do what everybody else does because this seems to be the thing to do. And here we are, still at 52, still at 47, still in a dumpster fire, but we've got to have a shiny new act and do some new things. And you guys won't even entertain higher standards, dropping Common Core, like putting it out to pasture. It's a demonstrable failure. And you are doggedly holding on to that like that's all we've got to offer. And it's not. Look at classical education. Just look at it. Look at the good things that the kids are doing. Look at homeschool kids. They far, far surpass kids in traditional education. It changed my kids' lives the couple of years that they were at home. Absolutely changed their trajectory. And nope, we're going to go to the lowest common denominator and make you think we've done something. And meanwhile, we haven't. Please, for the love of all that's good and holy, could we change that?
small correction. We actually have, Will Ainsworth told me this the other day
Okay.
after we had the AEA discussion.
Yes.
We had a conversation and we have moved up in some of the rankings.
Drum roll, please.
Yes, we're like 34.
I actually don't have we need to get a drum roll.
We do.
Okay. All right.
I can't remember
34.
which one. 34 on something and 40 something on something. So we're making strides. However, the strides were made not by adjusting the curriculum, not by raising standards, but we had to hire reading coaches to coach the teachers how to read, to how to teach the kids how to read. So we have coaches coaching teachers, coaching kids, just dumping more money in and more money in. I'll do some more research during the break on the RAISE Act, but I'm not sure it's going to end up the way they think it is. We shall see.
I mean, why are we afraid of ridiculously high standards? What are we afraid of?
Meanwhile, we can't even put extra funding into school choice.
No. Oh, and we got to peek in on that and make sure the parents are doing it right. Okay. Now we done did it.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio, where it's always solid, conservative, and just plain right. And it's that time. It's 3:30 on a Friday, and that means it's time for JP on Sports, which, by the way, my amazing, awesome sound effect has been revived. The best sound effect that we have, may I add. Have y'all heard the sound effect?
One time.
One time. Okay. Well, the sound effect is now back, so we're going to kick off JP on Sports with the best sound effect.
JP on Sports!
Shabam.
How can you not find a wife? She's in that crowd.
Screaming JP on Sports. I don't know. Actually, I think that was Julie Ruff. If Julie Ruff's still listening, that was from her. So we appreciate Julie Ruff for that. But we're going to get into JP on Sports. First off, Paul Feinbaum, Senate rumors continue to heat up. I don't know if y'all have seen this. Sports Illustrated wrote an article yesterday. ESPN's Paul Feinbaum reportedly nearing Senate decision. It says through week 11, college football telecasts are reportedly averaging roughly 2.1 million viewers, yada, yada, yada. And it says that's why speculation emerges that one of the sport's biggest personalities might step away for a new career path. It inevitably captures everybody's interest. Paul Feinbaum, the longtime voice of Southeastern college football, is reportedly, quote, very close to leaving ESPN to explore a run for the U.S. Senate in Alabama, sources told Front Office Sports on Wednesday. And my dad, who apparently was listening to Feinbaum just like 20 minutes ago, texted and said, Marty Smith, who's another ESPN guy, was on Feinbaum and said, congratulations, Senator. And then Feinbaum said, quote, I approve of that message, is what he said. So, first question for you two. Does he pull the trigger and do it? Second, if he does pull the trigger and do it, how much of a chance do you think Paul Feinbaum has of winning a Senate race in Alabama?
We love our coaches.
To a fault. I'm 50-50. If you had asked me 2 weeks ago, yes, he was definitely running. If you asked me last week, word on the street is no. This week, the new flurry of articles, I'm not so sure. But I think it's the dumbest move ever. I am not a fan. I don't think anything he started out with is genuine. Charlie Kirk did not get you off the sidelines. Don't gaslight us like that. I mean, that's just stupid. And he made his fame off of basically people hating him.
Paul!
And so why? I mean, and we do. He's so annoying. Oh, he's so annoying. It's just Alabama is almost laughable at this point. AJ McCarron never voted in his life, but now he's running for lieutenant governor. One heartbeat away from leading the state. Y'all, that's terrifying. And people are actually going to vote for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because he can throw a football.
Well, AJ will be coming up in the next topic on JP on Sports. But yeah, I'm so suspicious of it. I think we talked about this last week about the, deep state of Alabama, maybe using these people with no political background, but big name ID through sports. And so that they can be their puppet and we'll show you the ropes of how politics works after you get into office. We think he'd be so great. They come down, they tell them what they want to hear, and then they decide to run, even though they have no political history. And then when they get into office, they do what they're told pretty much. But the question is, and continues to be for me, like there's somebody else in the field that the Alabama swamp, or whatever you may want to call it, is afraid of to win in, maybe the Senate race, the lieutenant governor's race with AJ McCarron running. You want my honest opinion? I think Paul Feinbaum does not have a chance at all winning the Senate race. He's too. It'd be different, I think, if he was a figure like a Tuberville, who is sort of like a force of nature almost. Like Tuberville has a different aura about him, I think, and he's a lot more stern, but also I think he was able to take some hard positions early on in his campaign. There was also some moments where he stepped in it where like he couldn't name the three branches of government, whatever. But I think Feinbaum, being the sports guy with the big ears that was on the radio show from 2 to 5 that people would call in and joke about, I don't know. He has a lot less seriousness about him, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I think it's going to be a lot harder for people to take Paul Feinbaum serious. Whereas other guys like Tuberville, maybe Bruce Pearl, if he were to run, they can kind of win them over. Whereas the sports talk guy on the radio when I drove home and why is he running for Senate? I don't know. I don't think he has much of a chance, but it also is pretty amazing that he's deciding to, if he does run, that he's leaving the big payday from ESPN to go into politics. Like, why would you do that?
The only thing that I think would be a positive is he is used to people hating him. So he would have a thicker skin than other people entering that arena. I still don't think he'll do it. And it's the first we've ever heard like of him and of AJ going, oh yes, I'm a Republican. Really? Like, great. That is the one thing that I wish other politicians could borrow from him.
Mm-hmm.
Is his thick skin. Because it takes a lot of, I don't even know what to say, courage to be on the air that long and people hate you that much. And you're like, nah, we need that spirit, but perhaps a different person in office.
Do we want to play the game of who are they trying to keep out?
Yes.
That's a fun game to play.
I don't know. It's a
I like
scary
that game.
It is a scary game, yeah.
And I also want to know who you all think they is. But I don't know if we should do that.
No, not that part.
We're
Not
so
that part.
new.
Yeah.
Let's give ourselves a chance.
Let's don't.
But
do
I think
that.
we would all be saying the same people.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
We'll save that for off air. But to transition, AJ McCarron, same story. AJ McCarron was at an event earlier this week at some like local Republican women's event or something. But it was his first political event outing, and reportedly the campaign team of AJ McCarron literally like blocked out all the reporters from getting to AJ at all, which just screams they're scared for AJ to be confronted with hard questions like, why have you never registered to vote ever? And what makes you qualified to be a candidate worth considering? Like, they're protecting him. Obviously, they're putting a bubble around him. So how long will it take before AJ memorizes his talking points and then starts talking to the reporters? And then I guess kind of the same question with Feinbaum. Will AJ McCarron's name ID carry him in a race like lieutenant governor against, the West Allens? Is Wadsworth still running for?
Yeah, she is.
Nicole
Wait,
Wadsworth.
really?
Yeah.
Dr.
Nicole.
Don't drop the doctor.
Excuse me.
She was in the Riley Gaines event. Yeah, she's still running. Rick
Pate, Dean Odle. I don't know. Part of me thinks lieutenant governor may be a little bit easier to win in the Senate race for this reason, because I think to the uneducated / not the people who don't pay as much attention to politics, they may see something like a lieutenant governor run as less influential. Like I think the average Alabama citizen that votes but doesn't pay much attention to politics sees senator as the guy that goes to DC, where lieutenant governor is, he's just he's here doing something. It may seem a little less important to the average voter, and they may say, AJ, I love AJ, I don't really know the other guys on this ballot, but I know AJ. I'm sure he's a good kid. I'm sure he's a good guy. I'll vote for him. Whereas, senator kind of has a lot more weight to it to the average voter. So maybe AJ may have a higher chance than Feinbaum for that reason, but still, just the fear that AJ's, going to fumble over his words, when asked hard questions. That's not a good sign. I mean, it's still early. He just announced like a month or two ago, but what do y'all think about reporters or the campaign literally blocking out reporters from getting to AJ? All I've seen is pictures from afar from reporters of AJ at this event, and that's it. It's weird.
Well, it's a strategy. And, if you're leading in the polls, the strategy is you don't debate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go out in the public. You just ride the poll, stay in the lead. I happen to know that in the state, there are groups working on a lieutenant governor candidate forum where all the candidates would basically be on stage and have to answer questions and to the public. In that regard, he's not leading in the polls. He's coming from zero. Nobody knows anything about him. And again, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he believes all the conservative things and is the most staunch Republican ever. We just don't know. but you can't hide. You don't show up to that, it's not going to go well. You'll get some votes because people will vote on the name, but he can't hide forever. And it's probably not a bad strategy for his people to shield him now because he probably really doesn't know exactly what he believes just yet.
Just yet. He needs to be told that.
I like January, he
Mhm.
probably needs to figure it out.
So, campaign team for AJ McCarron, you're welcome for what I'm about to say. He needs to get in front of a microphone with a bunch of cameras and say, I never voted before. Please leave the Charlie Kirk part out because everybody's saying it right now and we don't know if we believe you or not. Tell people why you did not vote, why you have not participated, and why you are jumping in right now. Like, honestly, if you want him to have a chance, you've got to tell people why. Then you can give him his talking points after that. But if you want to actually have a chance, because people in Alabama are very astute and they're very aware and they actually pay attention. So we would get behind a sports figure if we knew they were honest. And if you guys can pull that off and get him to tell his actual story, you might have a chance. But as it is now, shielding him and pretending like he's walking off the field after an NFL game with his beautiful wife who's so pretty it hurts your eyeballs, that's not going to work. Show some humility, tell the true story, and then let the chips fall where they may. That's the only way I see this working out.
I think that's correct. The question is, how long will it take for them to realize that?
After they failed.
Mm-hmm.
Because campaign managers generally don't want anything that they can't control.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
And telling an honest story, which would wear well. Look at Trump. If you tell an honest story, it'll go a long way. Yeah. But that scares everybody who's political.
But if you also act like a story is not there, it goes away.
True.
And so I kind of think that's what they're going to try and do. And you are giving, I hate to say it.
What?
But I mean, in general, Alabamians are very, not us, not our listeners.
Yeah.
My best friends, the people we go to dinner with on the weekends, are very low information voters.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I think most people probably haven't even heard, maybe they read a headline, but they haven't thought again that he didn't register to vote. Because then, they get out there and they murky up the waters and they're like, no, he voted last time, blah, 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 and they make it just enough convoluted that you're like, that was just some headline. I would probably just ignore it and hope it goes away, but it's going to come up and you better have a good answer.
Yeah. And I would say the same for Paul Feinbaum, going back to your first story. I would say you need to tell the story as well. You're a good storyteller. Tell it.
In his BLM days.
Yeah. Just put it all out there. I don't think they'll do it, but that's just my 2 cents. Just try it and see. Also, for our friends that we love, we can also help them really start to understand politics and not just something that we do on the radio every day because we love it. We all need to know what's going on, or we will end up with people who don't know anything about leading. And that's not what we need right now.
Well, we got to take a break, but on the other side, I got another crazy sports story that broke earlier this week connected to gambling. So the gambling busts in sports continue. It looks like this FBI, this new FBI is really going hard after these guys. But then it brings up the question of how much of this is going on that we don't know about. But make sure to stay tuned for that. This is JP on Sports on Rightside Radio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Rightside Radio. This is JP here alongside Allison and Amy Beth. We're currently in JP on Sports, which, by the way, JP on Sports every week is brought to you by Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors and Paul Bryan and his team over there. If you haven't heard about them and their BRI, Biblically Responsible Investing, you need to check them out. Their mission is to build a business that impacts and benefits others, to create an environment of learning and sound financial decision-making, to build a community of clientele and advisors that collaborate to accomplish these goals, not for themselves, but all for God's glory. And BRI, their Biblically Responsible Investing, it keeps you from investing in companies that go against your interests. Maybe there's some companies out there that are pro-abortion or, against Christian ideology. Well, this is where Inspire Advisors come in. They help you invest in companies that truly reflect your values, and they help steer you away from investments that conflict with your beliefs, ensuring that your portfolio is both ethically aligned and financially sound. So that's moneypatternwealth.com. Paul Bryan and his team at Inspire Advisors. Again, that's moneypatternwealth.com. Go check out Inspire Advisors and what Paul Bryan can do for you. All right, we got one more story. This one is with gambling. So if you guys remember, the big story a couple weeks ago was the bust in the NBA with Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups were caught not only partaking in mafia poker games, but also fixing games to a certain extent, with Terry Rozier betting the under on his props and then leaving with a, quote, injury. Well, now we've got 14 charged in mafia-backed betting ring involving NCAA athletes. 14 people were charged for their roles in a multi-million-dollar illegal sports betting ring that involved college athletes and had links to organized crime in New Jersey. And it says Joseph Little Joe is his name. Joseph Little Joe Perna, a member of the Lakeys crime family, and his associates ran a nationwide network of bookmakers who used offshore websites to facilitate approximately $2 million in bets between 2022 and 2024. It says the NCAA is aware of the charges and is looking into the case, according to a spokesperson. So now it's not just NBA or MLB, because there was also 2 pitchers recently in MLB arrested for sort of like what Rozier did. Because there's a lot of prop bets in MLB with like a ball on the first pitch of this bat or something like that. And they were purposely, throwing wild pitches and such. So they were arrested. So not only is it professional sports like NBA and MLB, but now it's in college sports. So college sports, which has been completely transformed from what it used to be with NIL and other instances like that. Now we've got proof that betting and gambling, illegal gambling, is making its way into college sports. How much of this is happening that we don't know about? And what do y'all think about the FBI's extreme intent on cracking down on sports betting? Because they've clearly made it their intention and their mission to crack down on this. What do y'all think of that?
Are you going first? Yes.
I started thinking about how I wish Steve Marshall would crack down on the illegal betting that's going on here.
Yeah, it's true.
That would be nice. Because if it's illegal, it's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to crack down on it. You don't turn the other way. So I'm here for it. It's devastating to young people when they get involved in gambling, and to old people too. But especially when you start young. I know so many of my son's friends that are 19 and addicted to gambling already.
Me too. Yeah, my friends. Yeah.
It's crazy. And so it's just not a good road to go down. And then when you're dealing with such high level and high amounts of money, it's scary. I don't like. And then you throw the mafia.
Yeah, the mafia.
Yeah, the mafia part. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They will shoot you dead if you do not make good on whatever you bet. I'm wondering why we are surprised when DraftKings and other sports betting sites are all over college sports.
Yep.
Football, basketball. I don't know about it in volleyball. It's mainly male sports, but I know many people are like, are there any other kind? But why are we surprised when it's bathed in it? I don't think we should be. And I think it's awfully tempting for the athletes, because there's a lot of underhanded things that went on long before NIL that would, it would shock people. I think this is coming to light, and I think we're going to see that this is the tip of the iceberg.
I agree. When you mainstream degeneracy, like ESPN's bet channels and betting apps, and then you got college kids being approached by the mafia of all people, and they don't know what to do. So more to come. You're listening to the Right Side of Radio. We'll be right back after this break.
I want to remind you, Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. Look, I know this audience. You're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles. You're good stewards of what you have for resources. What if the companies you are investing in, though, don't reflect your values at all? Well, that's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. Look, they can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors, you got to check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Welcome back to Rightside. It's a Friday, Freedom Friday. Allison,
free
JP, AB.
Free advertising on the table on Freedom
Sorry,
Friday.
alternative free to eat your snacks during the show Friday. Let me turn this.
Snack time because we have to be adults and do things tonight.
Yeah, I didn't really eat lunch either. That's never good.
I
for
didn't
me.
either.
Oh,
Why didn't y'all eat?
I just
Ran out of time?
Yeah, did the thing.
You know what I found out that's horrifying to me is Chris takes his lunch because over the years he's discovered that drug rep lunches have nothing to do with health. Pretty tasty, but not healthy. And that boy will, and I don't know if this is common or not, but because our jobs have always been like we're in and out throughout the day, but he'll just eat cold chicken. He'll eat cold bacon, cold meatloaf. Like he doesn't even heat it up.
I can't do that. Not the cold meatloaf. I'll do cold pizza, but that's normal.
But that cold pizza is American,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but like you don't heat your lunch up. That's a thing.
That's weird.
The
all right.
people in the office probably appreciate that because sometimes you walk in an office and somebody's heated up their lunch.
Oh, it's why every office microwave should be adorned with several candles that smell good, like the Fraser fir, you know, the agreed upon acceptable scent, so that it doesn't smell like
Or just
food.
put it outside.
Outside's even better. Just put it outside the door. As you're coming in, go out there, zap it, bring it back in. But you're right. There is nothing worse. Because we used to live with that at our old job.
Oh yeah, and wait till somebody burns the popcorn in the microwave.
Oh,
Somebody did that at our dorm in Alabama, and we had to evacuate the building.
Did you
Are you
really?
serious?
Well, okay, so what's really, not to go down a rabbit hole, but there was one time somebody, actually, it may not have been popcorn. I think they forgot to put water in their microwave mac and cheese. I think that's what it
oops.
was.
Oh,
And then
Ugh.
there's another time. So we had washer and dryer in our dorm, and some bless her heart sorority girl forgot to clean the lint before the dorm dryer,
Oh.
and the whole dryer caught on fire. And we had to leave.
Wow.
But can you imagine being her and all your clothes are just, well, okay, so I guess, well, it's partly her fault, but how many people before didn't clean the lint for it to get that
Yep.
bad?
Yeah. I mean, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, if a few people do loads of towels, which I don't know how often college kids actually wash their towels,
I never
it
washed my
could have
towels.
been
JP,
Barely.
I don't know if we wanted to know that. But
That's okay.
or
Nobody's died.
if you have a washer and dryer and you live in one of the oldest dorms on campus, and that's a whole situation in and of itself.
Smells like mildew.
Oh,
That scent
yeah.
doesn't go away.
Ooh, that smell. It's just a whole thing. But I can see how a girl would light it on fire. I can see
Hey,
that. But the
those good
smell
times.
of burnt plastic, don't think there's anything worse.
No, it's pretty bad.
Ugh.
It's really bad.
Burnt hair.
Burnt hair's pretty bad.
Burnt hair's bad. Really bad.
About to do.
Do you remember that story? Do you remember the story?
Which one?
When it
There were
happened
so many.
when we were in preschool together at Briarwood,
Yes.
and I went by a classroom to see my friends that were teachers, and they had a candle lit, and it was like up on a ledge behind the counter. And so I sat down on the counter and leaned back, and my ponytail went straight into the candle.
fire?
Into the candle. And all of a sudden, my friend Shelly's running over towards me, and she's flapping her hands and she's blowing on me. And I'm like, what the heck is she doing? And my ponytail was on fire. Y'all, the entire kindergarten, preschool floor smelled like burnt hair all day. And the funniest part is that my sister-in-law got blamed for it. Somehow in the rumor mill, it got around that it was her and not me. And so she had to defend herself all day. But yeah, burnt hair is no good at all.
No.
And watch out for those ponytails. And they said I had like a halo, like a glow behind me. And I've got a picture of my hair just singed. I had to go get it cut.
That's what happened to me. That's
Yeah.
why I don't have hair. It all burnt off.
That's a much better story.
Yeah.
So which classroom were our kids in at that point?
Remember when we would drop them all?
Early.
them off early down
Yeah.
that hall.
Yeah.
I think it was like 3-year-old kindergarten.
You realize we were always meant to work together.
I just didn't think you'd like me because I was in the sweatpants.
Why would you think I wouldn't like you?
Well, I mean, I didn't know. You just had it all together, and I certainly did not. I was putting my ponytail in candles. So I didn't think you'd want to hang out with me. Anyway.
I think that's hilarious, and I enjoyed that story. I'm
Well-
glad that was all that was burned.
Jenkins says,
Wait a minute. What does Jenkins say?
burnt flesh smells kind of like pretzels.
Jenkins, I need to know what your
Hold
job
on,
is.
it's not loading. So
Yes, that's the text.
The
yeah.
ring of death. Burnt flesh smells like everybody before the text pops up smells like
Pretzels. It popped up for me. so.
Allison. What does it smell like? Do you have any idea what it smells like?
I don't want to, but I don't think I would go with pretzels.
I've never smelled burnt flesh, so Jenkins is talking from
Yeah, I really want to
Jenkins-
know why he.
Yeah, I need to know about your job.
What does he do?
Michael from Moore's Mill just texted and
Oh,
said,
what did-
shoot.
firefighter here can confirm pretzels.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
And Jenkins says he's a welder.
that makes.
Oh, okay, that
sense.
makes sense.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry. Like your
Which
hands
what a
and your
great job,
fingers.
but oh my gosh. You always got to have those
Is
like
it burnt pretzels or just pretzels?
I mean,
Just
like, are we
pretzels.
talking like the crispy kind of pretzels that
I
know.
I assume like the the concession stand pretzels probably.
which are good?
They are good, yeah.
I wish I could have. Well, I could.
Dave wants to know where JP on Sports went.
We just did it.
We
You
did
missed it.
30 minutes of JP on Sports.
You missed it.
Actually, it was a banger sports segment.
Thank
Two
you.
of them. I really liked your stories.
You're gonna have to go back and listen to the podcast, Dave.
Yeah.
But he did say Boomer Sooner too, so
Mm.
you know.
It's okay.
I bet he had to go like answer the phone or go to the bathroom and 30 minutes went by and he didn't know it.
It's true. It happens to all of us. It's Friday. A lot of grace here on Friday. Okay. Okay. So obviously we don't have enough time to dive in immediately, and we will when we come back from our break. But we've covered some heavy topics. Not only did we hear from JP on sports in 2 segments with really good stories. What we start off with, you guys?
Maha
Yep.
and then the H1-B discussion. We didn't really go into the affordability, housing affordability, but yeah.
Well, perhaps after IVF, maybe we'll dance into that for a second, because I think Allison's story about the RAISE Act and who it's supporting, perhaps illegals, I don't know, allegedly.
Well, they don't
Also-
speak English and they
Also
the
plays
website,
into that
very clear.
affordability and housing crisis based on statistics. So that's a whole thing in and of itself. So basically, whatever we don't get to, we will talk about on Monday, because it's been a Friday. Like, it's been a Freedom Friday.
We've had lots of freedom in this show.
We have a lot of freedom.
Freedom to eat the popcorn, freedom to eat the
Jenkins says, okay,
Crunchy.
bagged pretzels.
Okay.
as opposed to, I guess, a soft pretzel.
Yeah, opposed
Yeah,
to
yeah,
soft
yeah.
pretzel.
And is that soft pretzel dipped in like beer? Like
Beer cheese that kind of
cheese
smells like an
dip?
armpit.
Oh man. It's a good thing this is dinner tonight, y'all. Everybody hungry. Everybody's driving like, it's okay. It's Friday. This is great. Okay.
Merle says burnt popcorn is awful. Agree. He also said, I'm a freelance photographer and I was doing a wedding and the bride had long red hair that caught on fire. And he got the fire blazing. Did it make a ring around her head? Like, bless her heart, on your wedding day?
That's terrible. Are they still married?
I don't know, Merle. I bet it smelled bad.
That's a bad omen.
Really bad.
It's really bad. What's Michael
Oh.
say?
Michael from Moore's Mill says goat carcass still takes first for me though, in terms of bad smells.
Oh, that gives me the
No, thank you.
hibbity jibbities. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Hibbity jibbities.
It probably is for you.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean
heebie-jeebies.
that's great. That's just, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I talked about my fish allergy one time, and nobody liked to hear that. So I'm just going to pass on from the goat carcass. Gross.
That is gross.
Gross.
So IVF when we come back.
What a segue.
That was so
Wasn't that smooth?
good. That was
like
smooth.
really classically honed, very special. I was waiting all day to just glide right in.
Okay. IVF when we come back. We'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back to Rightside. Nothing like a Friday afternoon, a Freedom Friday. Allison Sinclair.
Yeah, I'm going to take the popcorn off.
JP. Allison found the story. It's from, did we just drop?
No, it
Sorry,
didn't spill.
it didn't spill. I thought it did.
And when you said this story 2 days ago, it was hard to wrap your brain around the numbers. This headline that says, shocking, number of lives lost to IVF now surpasses those lost to abortion. And we've talked about this many times in the past, but not here. Because while IVF does give families who could not have children otherwise a chance, the ugly part of the conversation is where we run into trouble. But maybe when we're talking about IVF, this is the part of the conversation we should have always started with. When we are creating children and we are freezing them and we are deciding that we need to create 10, leave 8 behind, and then discard them somewhere. Those are children. We know now that in Europe there are programs where you can select 1, you could select 2, and not have to do a massive capture of eggs fertilized to implant. There are better ways to do this. Why do you think it's taken so long? But more importantly, why is a headline like that so shocking?
I kind of want to go back to, well, I guess I don't understand why IVF, like what has happened in the past generation that now all these women are having so many issues getting pregnant. I think that's part of the discussion as well, because I don't think that was very common back then. But this is shocking because it is a life. It is a child. And we seem to not really understand that. And you have if y'all remember in Alabama, the lawsuit down in Mobile, the IVF clinic kind of kicked off this whole IVF discussion in Alabama, which went national. It's hard when you talk about these things because it's deeply emotional. It's deeply personal. It's heavy, but you can't have it both ways. You can't be striving for life and at the same time destroy it. Actually, you can, but it's cruel. So I do think there's a balance there. I do think there's a way you can do this way more responsibly. Like, you have to be willing, however many eggs you fertilize, that's how many are given a shot at life. Somebody very close to me went through IVF treatment, and I think her and her husband probably have, it's either 3 or 4 embryos left that, are just frozen sitting there. They have no clue what to do with them. She's convicted in that she doesn't want to just discard them, but are you going to pay for them to be frozen forever? And what happens when they pass away, mom and dad? Do you leave them to your kids? Do you adopt them out and then you have your kids running around in somebody else's home? I mean, there's some serious consequences here that for some reason we really never went down that path.
Agree.
And it's never too late. It's what we talk about all the time. When you receive new information and you learn new things and you take and you look at all the data points, you adjust, you pivot, which we need that
Pivot.
It's time to pivot. But it's a lot to talk about. And it's very emotional for a lot of people.
It is very emotional and it is very expensive and it is heartbreaking. But you brought up a point, and this is where we got into it the last time we talked about it. And that is, it didn't used to be this way. And as an adopted person, I understand that's not for everybody. There are many factors at play. I am very glad to be here, but I understand that's not for everybody. And I understand for some people, IVF was going to only be the thing they ever did. Okay. But I think we approach it the way that you suggest. However many you decide to capture, fertilize, and implant, that's it. You've got to be ready and willing to say, if it's 4, if it's 6, it sounds insane. But if we learn from what's going on, I think it's in Greece and other parts of Europe, that there are better ways to do this. Because here again, it's big healthcare. So that's a factor. But we do have to back up to the uncomfortable part of the discussion. Why are so many people turning to IVF like never before? And the uncomfortable part is that 43% of all women have had interaction with or know somebody who has had an abortion. And the part of this that makes it uncomfortable is that there are clear links between abortion and infertility, and abortion and breast cancer, and abortion and mental health decline, and drug abuse and alcohol abuse. There are clear, defined studies, and there have been for years, that have been suppressed in the United States. And don't take my word for it. Go look it up. You'll see it's out there. So we have the abortion element where we didn't have that before. So, because you also have to ask yourself in this whole equation, why has breast cancer gone up so much all these years? So there's a lot of discomfort within this conversation that we need to talk about, but do exactly what you said and pivot to something new and better and more dignified and overall much more humane. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's either a life or it's not. You have to choose a side.
Yep. It's as simple as that.
Which is really difficult.
It's not easy.
Well, on that Friday message, we'll be right back on the other side.
And my friends, Phil Williams here. You've heard me talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out the companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles. Look, they are experts in what is known as biblically responsible investing. And they are now offering a limited opportunity for a free class on that BRI. Check out the class, register for free, their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, it's financial freedom, y'all, with Inspire Advisors at www.moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out. Tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Welcome back to Rightside. It's 4:30 on a Friday, and we've had quite the day. And we're still going to have a whole night left.
Are we going to be sick of each other?
I hope not, because we've already spent a
Never.
whole lot of time together.
Never.
Okay, so Friday fun starts now. Even though it's been fun because we've had great topics for a Friday. Right?
How are we going to make it more fun? Like, what's the plan?
Well, the plan, Stan, is of course we're going to do some exit questions next segment.
Oh yeah, whose turn is it today?
Probably mine. I haven't asked in a couple of days.
Or do you want me to go back to the 250 would you rather list that we only got 4 from last time?
The would you rather list was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Allison, do you have any hot flash news?
I got some news. I don't know if it's flashing hot, but I've got some news.
Okay, you do some news. There was a couple stories that I saved just for a time like this. You go first.
Okay.
I'm trying to, David in Huntsville, I am sending an article to you. I'm working on it right now.
She can't figure out how to paste.
Listen, I'm not on my phone.
Copy and paste is difficult.
JP, can you come over here and copy? I'm kidding. I kid.
No.
I kid.
During the break, I bet he does.
No, I'm figuring it out. Let's go.
This morning, Governor Kay Ivey, a.k.a. Meemaw, the high stepper that she is.
High stepper.
Do you know what she did?
What?
Oh, I saw this, yeah.
She pardoned
Mm-hmm.
the turkeys.
Oh, did she now?
And she pardoned 2 of them. And do you know what they were named?
I'm not going to say because I know.
Don't say it.
But it's great.
Do you know what she named them? Oh, wait, now I'm English. Hold on.
It's okay if you go back to being English. Grey Poupon. Let's see. Did she name them Turkey and Lurkey?
Mm-mm.
No, close.
Fried and Turkey.
She named them Phil and Buster.
That's her name?
Filibuster.
That was good. That was real good.
Yep.
Actually.
77th annual turkey pardoning.
Okay.
And Kay Ivey. Oh, there they are on the table. I didn't see this. They had turkeys on the table. My word. Okay. Secretary Brooke Rollins is making claims that they are going to revamp SNAP. She said, we're going to make every recipient reapply to verify they can't survive without it. Wait, she doesn't. The dead ones are dead. They need to survive.
We're going to go to the grave and make sure they can't get their SNAP benefits before we cancel them.
So we're going to verify that they actually need it. And she says benefits are being paid to nearly 200,000 dead people. I thought we said 5,000 yesterday.
Oh, they found more.
And 500,000 recipients are double dipping. This is data just from 29 mostly red states. Mostly red, which means in the blue states, that number is going to just like quadruple. Dezuple. It's going to be bad.
A million gazillion
quadrillion
are double dipping, and then 1 trillion are dead on SNAP.
Dead. So Maha may be back. Kennedy revealed that he's going to release dietary guidelines that will ban ultra-processed foods, ease restrictions on saturated fats, and fundamentally transform what American soldiers and school children should eat. If you go back, I mean, the food pyramid, I'm pretty sure, is totally inverted as to where it should be.
Yes.
The processed food, the Kellogg's, everybody got in on that. And so we thought our Lucky Charms was supposed to be the base of our childhood food.
Could we have a moment for the Lucky Charms, though? They're were
great.
tasty.
Dude, Lucky Charms, top 3 cereal.
What was your favorite, though?
My favorite cereal?
Yeah.
I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is objectively the best.
That was mine, too. And apparently it has like arsenic in it that is something. What was yours, Abs?
Probably Lucky Charms. But when I went to my grandparents, they had Captain Crunch, the peanut butter kind.
Captain Crunch is great.
I love peanut butter.
And
I thought that was good. I love it. I like it a lot.
So would you choose like a peanut butter dessert over anything? Or what?
I just choose dessert. I'm an equal opportunity dessert eater. You guys?
I'm out on the cheesecake.
You don't
Oh,
like
come
cheesecake?
on.
I know you said that was your
Allison.
favorite. I'm sorry. I don't like the cheesecake.
Do you like birthday cake? Just white, delicious birthday cake
with white icing.
with white icing.
Basically wedding cake.
Basically. I would eat that every day.
Cheesecake is great, but especially strawberry cheesecake. That's kind of like the go-to for me. But yeah, ice cream, you can't go wrong with ice cream either. Strawberry ice cream. If you couldn't tell, I'm a strawberry guy.
You know what you can't go wrong with? Is nobody's a sponsor. I'm just throwing this out there. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blast from Brewster's or cookie dough from Culver's. Tasty.
That does sound really good.
What dessert do you like? Because you said you didn't like cheesecake, and I know we're talking about cereal, and we paused for Lucky Charms. But
what would I choose? Probably a brownie, really dark chocolate, no milk chocolate, with some vanilla bean ice cream.
Whipped cream or no?
No.
Nuts
That's
or no?
like too many textures.
Nuts?
No nuts.
I knew we were supposed to
I
be
do not
friends.
like nuts.
But you eat nuts out of a bag.
I did just eat cashews. I don't like nuts on my ice cream.
I don't either.
Guess what?
What?
I think America is done for.
You do.
In Portland last night,
I think I saw that.
apparently ICE agents were taken out by an 80s dance party.
I thought that was a joke.
They're in
They are
leotards.
jazzercising outside the ICE facility, like Jane Fonda dressed jazzercisers.
And ICE caved.
I thought that was
not a joke.
Oh my gosh. We're
Not
dunzos.
a joke.
I mean, these are the same people that protested ICE by riding bikes naked. So I think their form of protesting is a little jaded.
Let's go figure.
It has to hurt.
Yeah.
Like, why? Think of just walk.
Yeah.
Just
exactly.
walk. I mean, I guess you can make the rounds and the blocks quicker on a bike. Okay, scooter. Let's scoot and get off the bike.
Skateboard.
Tim Burchett will sell you one. They've renamed the Epic City.
Oh, good.
In
so
Texas.
it's not what it was?
Yes. So now you can say you're going to the Meadow.
Oh.
And so I think they think everybody is going to be like, oh yeah, we're for the Meadow. This is the all Muslim community product that they are putting out in the suburbs of Texas. Which why, of all places, Texas, why would you want to go there?
Because you think there's wide open fields and plains and nobody's going to bother you. You think you can get away with it. And they almost did, except for there are some eagle-eyed people who've been watching for years. And now you've got this epic city and they're having to deal with it.
I really thought Greg Abbott banned it. Like Sharia law. He didn't?
Yeah, but I mean, Sharia law and Muslims worshiping publicly are, I guess, technically not the same thing. But technically, I mean, this is also the state with Jasmine Crockett and what's the guy's name that got thrown out of the address?
Dan Crenshaw?
No, he had his he had his cane and he got thrown out of the speech, President Trump's speech to
Al Green.
Al Green.
Not the singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Texas, however, Greg Abbott as governor, they still got very liberal areas that would welcome this. So
you're right.
Do y'all think this would happen in Alabama? The Michigan House passes a resolution to make November 23rd Christ the King Sunday.
It'd be great if they did.
No, it hasn't passed the Senate, I don't think.
what
but
state again was this?
Michigan.
Wow.
Michigan.
Same
I
state with
don't know.
Dearborn.
Well, I know that last week they were going to have a march through some of the neighborhoods that they felt like they couldn't go to. So they're trying to push back against the Sharia law that is happening there. I'm sorry, we already have a court. And if you come here, you need to assimilate and you will go through our court process. Also, stop trying to kill your daughters for wearing things you don't like or not wanting to marry the people you don't want or doing anything you don't like. Like, no. We have courts and you need to abide by those. But that's the part The Sharia law courts are terrifying. Also, when they begin to worship in public, that is a form of their, hey, we're here and we're not going away. So we got to decide what we're going to do about that, both in Dearborn and in Texas.
The other day, I don't know why, I was going to sleep and I started thinking about Lebanon.
Lebanon? Why?
It's just a little like peek inside my brain. I have no clue why I started thinking about Lebanon, but my thought process went something like this. Lebanon was not always Muslim.
Mm-mm.
It was not always oppressed like it is. Oh, wait. America was not always Muslim, but it might be soon.
At least certain pockets.
But we're already there with the certain pockets part.
I guess the pockets are just slowly getting bigger.
And you look at the the Meadow. You look at in our neck of the woods where the Islamic Academy of Alabama is wanting to put a giant community center and school smack dab in the middle of Shelby County. Y'all, it's not that far off.
Mm-mm.
I quickly stopped thinking about Lebanon, but it became real that I'm actually seeing. It's not this flaky thing that's happening up in Dearborn, Michigan anymore. It is everywhere. On that note, real quick before we go to a break, did you know China has developed a particle beam that can zap targets from orbit?
Mm-mm.
So space lasers are true and they're real, and China has one, and I bet other countries do too.
This is a full circle moment for Allison because you've been talking about the beams for a while.
I think Israel has space lasers. I do.
I think you're right about a lot of countries have space lasers, but for some reason China's making it public.
When China makes it public, it's giving permission for everybody else to do the same.
It's like, dude, we got space nukes. Get over it, Space lasers.
Does that mean they're planning on using them? Like, hey, don't be surprised when everything blows up next to you. Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Coming in. Can you do your... That's what it's going to sound like.
I hit the other one first.
And then run. Run. All right, that's all I got. We got to take a break anyway. You're listening to Rightside Radio. We'll be right back.